Yoga can significantly improve both physical and mental well-being by increasing flexibility, strength and circulation, while reducing stiffness and aches. Through mindful movement and breathing, it helps lower stress, improve focus, boost mood and restore energy. Let's start in a sitting position. Hi, welcome to Sian's Fitness and Nutrition. We're going to be going through a nice yoga session today. So I invite you to join me on this journey to stretch the whole entire body. If you find that there's anything that doesn't feel quite comfortable, just do an option that suits you. Okay, so we're trying to come into a sitting position to begin with. It may be that you have some kind of stiffness in the knees or hips, and you may want to kind of bring your legs here, just wherever feels comfortable for you. But if you are comfortable in a cross-legged position, we're going to sit up with our spine nice and tall. We're going to roll through the shoulders, making sure that we feel that one alignment from head to the tailbone, just resting the hands on the knees. So we're going to be concentrating on breath today. So let's take a big inhale in. Reach up to the ceiling and look to the hands. Come into prayer position and exhale. So being aware of the breath again as we inhale. Look up to the hands as we come down into prayer position. Exhale. Inhale again, looking up to the palms of the hands and exhaling, letting go of the breath. We're going to do this just one more time. Inhale. Exhale as we come down and bring the hands to heart center. Well done. Okay, now on the next inhale, we're going to bring the hands up, but this time we're going to take a little rotation to the side. So if we bring the hand to the outside knee on the left, we can then look over the shoulder. So it may be that you may have some upper body stiffness here and you may not be able to go so far, so you're welcome to come here, but if you can, we're trying to look over the shoulder here, look behind you as far as you can, get that lovely neck twist. Just relax your breath here, and then on the next inhale, come up, look to the palms of the hands, exhale, and then we'll move the hands to the other side, trying to look at the shoulders exactly the same as before. If you need to bring your hand here, that's fine, but if you can, take that eye gaze all the way back behind you and feel that wonderful opening stretch. Take a few soft breaths here again, and on the next inhale, reach the hands up, look up to the palms of the hands, exhale and bring your hands here. Right, now what we're going to try and do is position the hands in front of us. So bring your hands here, trying to imagine that that spine is still tall and the shoulders are open. If you're comfortable here and you want to progress, you can then slide your hands in front of you all the way and drop your head down. So just into a position where you feel comfortable. And then we're going to inhale as we come up. Come back to a sitting position, release the shoulders, then bring the hands behind and lift up through the chin. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. So we want to try and place the palms of the hand on the floor. I'm just going to shuffle forward a little bit. And then we're going to open up through the chest. Okay, relax through the chest. Reposition yourself with your hands in front. And this time, drop your head further down towards the floor if you feel comfortable. On the next breath, inhale. Release the shoulders, bring the fingers behind, readjust if you need to. Open up through that chest by squeezing the shoulder blades, making sure your hands are pointing towards the camera. Making sure your hands are pointing towards me. And then exhale. Okay, we're going to come into a different position now. So we're going to come round to the side and just bring the hands under the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. So we're kind of on our knees here. So in cat-cow, what we're going to try and do before we do anything is make sure the back is nice and straight. Once the back is nice and straight, draw in through the core, being aware of that nice alignment. And then we want to break that alignment by looking up to the ceiling, curving through the lower spine, and then in reverse, we lift up, inhale. Exhale, come down into cow position, look up. And then draw in, lift up through the lower spine. So just taking it nice and easy. We're trying to kind of limber up that spine by doing the alternating stretches for the back. Great for any lower back problems. Great if you've just woken up. Also really great if you've just done some exercise like walking, running, gardening. And then we're going to now position ourselves so that the back is nice and flat. So just being aware of that core, tucking it in nice and tightly, and then we're going to bring the hands along the floor, slide across the thigh, bring your thumbs to the middle of your back, and lean, lift up through the chin. You can take a big deep breath in and exhale as you come to center. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to step the back leg forwards so that we come into a nice lunge position. We're going to press down into this thigh and open up through the hips. Good, so we really want to put a little bit of pressure on that knee to open out that wonderful stretch, but always in yoga, everything feels comfortable. It shouldn't feel uncomfortable at any point. We want a nice, relaxing stretch. Okay, once in that position, we're then going to bring the elbow to the knee and just lean to the side to bring that wonderful opening of the side of your body. So we're trying to look over that back shoulder as well. And then release the hand, open up. And now if you just come back into that back knee, lift up through the toe, we're going to sit back here. So sit all the way down into the back of your legs so that it feels nice and comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable, reposition yourself however you need to. Just for a few moments, and this time we're going to bring in back in that breath. So we're going to come into an inhale. This time we lift up through the chest, and then on the exhale, reach your hands, look up. So you can just breathe naturally here as we take the eye gaze to the hands above. We'll stay here for a few moments before inhaling and then coming into this back position. Now what we're going to do is advance this stretch if we can. Now you're welcome to stay here or for a little more. We're going to push into the front heel, let your hands follow, and open out that stretch on the inner thigh. So this is a journey to a flat leg, and I'm still not there yet. And so wherever you are here is absolutely fine. Come out of it whenever you need to, but we'll try and stay here for a few more breaths. Before then, sliding that leg back in. Now what we'll do is we'll position the knees so they're under the shoulders and then realign the spine. And then we'll do another series of cat-cows, just lifting up through the spine at the lower end. And then releasing, looking up towards the ceiling. And then finally coming to the tabletop position. So as we did before, we're going to slide the hands along the floor, then eventually along the thighs, and then bring the thumbs into the kind of, there's a little part there where you can feel your lower back. And then we're just going to take a little lean, so with support, push your hips forwards. You can take in a breath and then exhale to center, relax. Now we're going to bring that front leg forwards into that wonderful deep lunge. So as you feel more and more nimble in that position, you can then etch your body weight further through. Wonderful. Then bring the arm up over past the ear into that lovely side bend. Feeling that open release there, just as we did on the other side. And then on the next breath, inhale. Come back into this position where we sit back, open up that stretch there. And again, if you find this is uncomfortable, find a position that's comfortable. And then on the next breath, we'll come forwards back into that lunge, inhale. Looking up towards the palms of the hands, exhale. So again, we're going to stay here for a few more breaths. Try and reach the fingers towards the ceiling. And then exhale as we push back into the back leg, come down like this. And then again, you can sit back onto your heel, or if you want to, slide that foot forwards and make that lovely opening out there. Now, wherever's comfortable for you, you may be up here, you may be sitting back on the heel, wherever you can. And then after a few more breaths, we're going to bring the knee back in and realign. Now we're going to bring the hands back under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. We're going to tuck the toes under, draw in. Then we're going to push down into the heels and open up through the shoulders. Our first down dog here. So you can always walk the toes a little closer. Open up through the shoulder, draw in, push your hips up to the ceiling. Excellent. So you can just loosen up by dropping into the heels if you wish. If your arms feel tired at any point, just come out of it. You can just come down back onto the knee if you want. But then if you can, we're going to progress and bring the hands and the toes in to meet each other, staying in that forwards bend. Now, if you found that tricky, of course, just come from the knee, no problem. But what we're going to do is just release the upper body here, bringing that head down towards the knee. And then we're going to roll up, gradually sliding the hands along the legs. And now we're in a standing position. Wonderful. So now we're in a standing position. All right, so we're going to stand in mountain pose, being aware of the floor with both feet parallel to each other, just below the hip. And then we're going to take a big inhale up. Exhale, come back down to a forwards bend, reaching the toes down to the floor. Inhale, come up. Big reach up. Exhale, come down. Let the head drop. Maybe your chin goes further towards the knee. Inhale. Exhale, come down again. Letting go of that breath fully, letting your head drop. And then one more inhale. Reach up. Exhale. And awesome work. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to step wide in a warrior pose. So when we're doing a series of warriors, this toe can slightly turn in, and the foot that's at the back, you want to press down so the knee is parallel into your ankle, and then lift up tall, tuck in through the pelvic floor. Make sure your body is nice and strong. Then we're going to lift the arm and just hold that position. And of course, if at any point you find that you're a little bit wobbly, just come out of the pose, shake out, stamp out, do whatever you need to. And then just reposition your arms here. Good. So you can just breathe naturally here. Hold that pose. Perfect. We're going to take a big deep breath in, and as we deep breath in, we're going to rotate the sides. As we come out with our breath, look up to the palms and push up through the hands. You may find that your body wants to go deeper into that lunge. You may find that your body doesn't want to go deeper into that lunge, and that's absolutely fine as well. So taking in some breaths here. Then we're going to push up through the hands, back into this position, and then you can just straighten your leg. All right, so just reposition your foot. You may want to sort of move out of that pose if it's too much, but then we reposition the legs so it's nice and straight now, and then we're going to slide the hand all the way down to the ankle towards here. It might be that your body only wants to stop here because we want to try and make sure that the hip is nice and straight. Then you get as low as you can, and if you feel comfortable there, you can then look up to that hand above you. So we want an open shoulder. We don't want to be moving forwards like this. We want that opening stretch. So your whole entire body should be in a nice line here. If you want, you can bring your hand lower. You can even bring your hand to the floor if you wish. Only if you feel comfortable. And again, if you're here, it's absolutely fine. Excellent. On the next breath, we're going to come up and relax. Now we're going to take a bend back into that leg at the front. Reposition yourself. Then we're going to bring the same elbow onto the knee so that it rests, and then we're going to reach that arm, and this time take it over past the ear. So we kind of want to reach as far as we can. Sometimes we're up here, but we don't want to be collapsing forward, if that makes sense. We want to try and keep that hip open and that nice alignment again. Perfect. On the next breath, inhale. Exhale, relax and turn both feet towards me. So now we reposition so that the feet are curved in just slightly, but if you look down, I don't know how it looks here, but if you look down, the toes should be slightly in but parallel to each other. Then we can take our hands to our hips, take another breath in, and holding support on the waist, we're going to lean forward. So we want to come to a flat back. Flat back. So imagine that flat back there. And then you can bring your hands to the floor. If you can, bring the hands to the floor and then let the head drop. So as you let the head drop, draw your head further down towards the floor. Draw your chin towards your knee a little more. Okay, on the next breath, we're going to come up. You can bring the hands back here, roll up, come back to a stood position, and then the counter pose is where we look up to the ceiling and just slightly fall back in that backward bend. And then reposition yourself to center. Excellent work. All right, now we're going to turn this toe out. So this toe stays inwards. So this time the other leg comes out. So we all should be in the same position if you're following me. And then again, as we did before, is push down into that front knee. Once we're in that position, take an inhale. Bring your hands at their level to your shoulders. Press down into that thigh and just relax here for a few moments. And again, as before, if you need to, you just come out of that stretch at any point. You may have some shakiness or something like that, and then you just come out, shake your legs, do what you need to do. But if you can, stay here. And then on the next breath, we're going to rotate, look up to the hands, push up through into prayer above your head. And again, we're going to take a few natural breaths here. Before then bringing the hands back to this position, and now we can straighten the leg and relax the arms. The same as before. If you need to readjust, you can. We're going to keep the front leg straight, and then we're going to slide the hand down towards the ankle or the knee or wherever you want. And as we do this, we reach the hand up above the head and look up to that hand. So wherever feels good. And then sometimes if, say for example, you're at your knee, it feels good, we can then bring it to the mid-shin and so on and so on. But again, sometimes we do feel a bit wobbly, that's absolutely fine. We just reposition. So we want, again, that opening through the shoulder, that lifting of the hand. And then if you want to, you can bring the hand lower, all the way down to the floor. Okay, take a big inhale as you come up. Reposition, exhale and down. Again, so we're going to bring that knee over the ankle again in a bend. Once we're here, we're then going to bring that elbow on the same side onto the knee and reach that arm over past the ear. So again, remember, yoga is a progression, your own progression. You follow what you need to do. You get more flexibility as you do it more often, and you gain more strength in the same way. And sometimes when we start, you know, there might be a lot of stiffness, but after a few weeks, I promise you, it will get easier. And then we come up and you'll be able to hold the poses for longer. And exhale, and we're going to bring both feet in, release through the shoulder. Okay, so I'm just going to walk my heels and toes in slightly, reposition, and on the next breath, I'm going to inhale. I'm going to look up to my hands, I'm going to exhale, and then I'm going to bring the opposite hand all the way down to the opposite ankle, looking up towards that finger. So just holding that stretch. And again, you may find that you're up here, but if you can, we try and reach down to that ankle. Awesome. If we bring the hand down, let the hands rest in the middle, roll up, inhale again, bring the hands above the head. Exhale as we drop that hand down towards the opposite ankle. Excellent. Let's take another breath. Come up to a stood position. Release the shoulders, and well done. Okay, so we're going to come into some sun salutations now. I'm going to go on side profile so you can see the full move. So we're going to bring the feet just outside the hip. We're going to release through the shoulder. We're going to take an inhale. Look up to the hands. Exhale. Fold forwards. Let your fingers drop to the floor like this. So you might want a slight bent knee, but it doesn't matter. Sometimes we're up here and that's fine. Then if you look up to a flat back, and then bring yourself back down so the head drops down. If you can, bring your hands to the floor. We're going to take the right leg back into a long lunge. Then the left leg back into a long lunge. And then we're going to go all the way down to the floor. Now, if you found that tricky, you can always come to the knees, so no problem. Next time, we're going to inhale. Look up to the ceiling. And then we're going to push back into the heels for a down dog. So open up through the shoulder in down dog. Now again, if you need an option, come down to the knee and then bring your foot forwards. Otherwise, we're going to go straight from the down dog, bring the right leg through next to the hand, and then the left leg through. Reposition so that your legs are aligned. forward bend, roll up, inhale, exhale, open. Well done. So we're going to do exactly the same, and this time we'll do that on the left foot. So inhale, exhale, fold forwards, inhale, look up to a flat back, exhale, move forwards, bring the hands to the floor, take the left leg back into long lunge, and then the right leg back. So you might find you need to drop to the knees here, so I didn't show you that in the first one, but you can do that, or you can stay in the plank and then come down all the way here. We're going to take a breath in, tuck the toes under, push down into down dog, and then again, if you need to drop to the knees, you drop to the knee, or if you can, stay here, reposition, and then bring left foot through to meet the hands, a right foot through to meet the foot, and then roll up, and well done. Okay, so we're gonna do that all again on the other side. So inhale. You might find that in the second round you feel a little bit looser. So let's take an inhale. Look up, exhale, fold forwards. Inhale up, exhale, right leg goes back, left leg goes back, come all the way down, inhale up, exhale, push back, inhale, foot forwards, exhale, other foot forwards, roll up. Let's do that again. So inhale, exhale, left foot back, right foot back, all the way down. Inhale up, exhale down. Open up through that chest. You can always reposition your hands again, and then bring that foot through here, and then the other foot through. Slowly roll up, release the shoulders at the top. So this is going to be a sun salutation with a slight advanced move involved. Being aware of the floor again, standing in mountain. We're going to take an inhale up, look up to the hands, exhale, come down. Let the head drop down towards the floor, inhale up. Do a flat back reposition as you fold forwards. Then we're going to take that back leg or right leg back into a lunge. And then the left leg comes down. So we're in plank. Then we come all the way down. Then we inhale to look up to the ceiling. We let go of the breath and reposition the foot forward. So the back leg, before we lift it up, you may find it's quite tricky at first. We're going to open through the shoulder, press down into the back heels. Then we're going to lift that back leg or that right leg up into the air. Point the toe to the ceiling. Try and keep that hip square and just hold. You can take a big deep breath here. Push further into that heel. And then we're going to thread that leg all the way through and bring it here into this position. So we kind of want a long leg. So sometimes any knee problems, it's more welcoming to sit this way. But if you can, we're going to kind of sit on that knee and bring that wonderful position here so that we open up through the hip and get into that wonderful glute stretch. And then when you're here, drop your head towards the toe. Okay, so you can just breathe naturally here, in and out, and feel that wonderful opening. Now this should feel wonderful and lovely. You can even drop your head down to the floor and take a nice little rest here. Okay, come up. Position your hands at their level to your shoulders. Lift up tall. So we want to lift up through the spine. Before then, bringing the hands back down to the floor. Repositioning this foot back into a down dog. Reposition so that your hands are there. And then this time, we're going to bring the hands and then we're going to bring the toes all the way to the hands. Roll up, release the shoulder and relax. And again, let's do that again. So come up, relax, and then we'll do that on the other side. So inhale, look up to the hands, exhale, fall forwards. So we come into a forwards bend, slightly soft knee, draw the head down. Inhale to a flat back, exhale, let the hands draw up. This time, front leg or back, left leg comes back into deep lunge, as does the right leg. Then we come down. We take an inhale up onto the knees, push down into the heels. Now I'm just going to walk forward slightly so that I feel like I'm getting a deeper stretch in that back leg. And this time we're going to lift that left leg up in the air. Point the toe to the ceiling, draw down into the opposite heel. Again, we'll take a big deep breath in. Exhale out. And then we'll thread that leg through so that the knee meets the hand. And then we can reposition. Good. Once you're here, the leg is out behind you. We can then allow the head to come down towards the toe. So you can even come all the way down to a laying position. Then we're going to come up to a nice tall spine. Okay, this time we're going to continue. So sorry, I am going to just pivot round because I'm aware that I'm a little bit out of shot. So from that position, we're going to bring the back leg all the way over so that now it comes onto the top part of your leg. So we draw that knee in and feel that stretch here in the side leg. Now then, if you're okay with that, we'll bring that elbow into the knee and we'll look over the shoulder. Drawing in, opening up that stretch. It should feel nice here. As we stay here, it's like a warm hug. Perfect, come around. Just let that leg drop on top of the lower leg and reposition. Now it might be uncomfortable, so you can just leave the leg in front if you wish, but if you can, reposition so that the shoulders are open. Excellent. Then we're going to bring both feet together like this. So sometimes your knees, when we start, are up here, and that's okay because it's a journey of flexibility. So eventually you want to push your knees down towards the floor. There may be other yoga teachers out there that can get their knees all the way down, and I'm not quite there yet. And I've been doing it for a long time, but so I can understand if your knees are up high. Okay, so we're going to draw the heels in, open up through the shoulders again, push the knees down for that wonderful opening stretch. And then if you can, we fold the head down towards the toe. So like I said before, everyone's on their own journey. And also, may I add that everyone has different flexibilities in different areas. So you might find that you can go further in a forward bend, not so far in a side bend, for example. We all have different shaped limbs, different things that restrict us. So wherever you are is absolutely fine. And again, it should feel comfortable here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go to the other side. So if you just bring the foot that's on this side and that leg over here, we'll then bring the elbow into the crease of the knee and wrap this leg up. Once you're here and you feel comfortable, you can then take your eye gaze behind you. Take a big deep breath in, exhale out, and then we'll place that leg into this position, lift up tall through the spine. Remember, if it's too much, move your leg somewhere else. Excellent. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to roll round from this position. We're going to roll onto the back, bringing the feet to the floor, arms relaxed by the side, our knees pointing up towards the ceiling, and just zipping through the center. Make sure your full back's pressed down, your belly is tucked in, so we want that nice squeeze through the center. So we kind of want to make sure the feet are in line with the hip. Relax, and then we're going to take a breath in, and then we're going to push the hips up to the ceiling. So push up and exhale, rolling all the way from the top down to the bottom part of the spine. This time we're going to take that hip bridge into a hold. So next time if we push up, hold the hip bridge, let go of the breath and just breathe naturally here. So we're holding the hip bridge. If you like this and you want to advance, we can now interlock the hands underneath the back and kind of shuffle onto our tricep. So if we're on our tricep, you kind of can move, squeeze the thighs together a bit more, push up through those hips. And then when it gets too tough, please do come down and out of it, but if you can, stay with me. Excellent, and we're going to roll, releasing the arms from the upper part of the back to the lower part of the back. Now the counter pose that we're going to do for this is, if you can, we're going to come up, bring the hands here, release the toes, and then come into a boat position. Now for some, this may be hard, so you may not want to do that, but we come to this position, just hold. Any lower back problems, we avoid. Okay, then we're going to roll back down. Just circulate those knees in to out, opening out the hips. Just a few circles. And the other way. And before we finish our yoga session today, we're going to bring the feet to the floor. We're going to let the arms open out, and we're going to drop both knees to one side, taking the eye gaze to the other. So we want that lovely twist there in the lower back. We're relaxing the upper arms on the floor. Then we can place the top leg over the bottom leg if we feel comfortable. And we're just staying here for a few moments. We're going to bring the knees together. We're going to rock to the other side. So that both knees drop to that side, take the eye gaze to the other. You can take a deep breath in and out. And just relax in that pose. So this particular yoga session is coming to an end now. I hope that you feel like you've had a wonderful all over body stretch and your mind is more relaxed. If we take the top leg over the bottom leg, I hope your body is more relaxed. And then again, follow me for my other yoga experiences. I'd love you to join me on my journey to see how we can improve our flexibility as we age. Excellent. Let's take a little breath in and we're going to roll around onto the side just like this, and then whenever you can, come up into a sat position. And for today, give me a little prayer, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are, whoever you are, and whatever time it is.